Right, now this is a very difficult looking team. It doesn't look like Regulation F at all, it looks more like a restricted format, double restricted format. I see Calyrex Shadow and I see Miraidon as the primary Pokemon for the team. I wonder if they're going to bring them out or they're just going to restrict themselves for us. It doesn't matter either way, our two leads are chosen. We need Protect Disable with Sableye because we're going to be slower than their best Pokemon basically, and then we need Tailwind and Helping Hand with Decidueye, and then Flutter Mane as the main attacker. Gengar has Focus Sash, Haze, and Disable. After a Tailwind, it should be faster than their fastest Pokemon. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tell us which Pokemon type you'd like to see in the next video. Wish me luck, guys, and the match begins. Looks like we're staring down Blood Moon Ursaluna and Talonflame. Now I know why they chose Blood Moon Ursaluna, because it has the ability Mind's Eye, which means it can hit Ghost type Pokemon with normal type attacks. Blood Moon Ursaluna also has the spread move Hyper Voice, which can activate a throat spray item, raising its special attack, which is already very high. I want to protect both Pokemon, because I want to see if there's a move we can disable that's the most threat to us. It seems that Talonflame has the advantage over our Decidueye, but we have Terra Rock in case we need it against both flying and fire attacks. That leaves us open to Ursaluna's Earth Power, so we need to be very careful about what we disable, and we shouldn't reveal too many things too quickly. As expected, Ursaluna uses Hyper Voice and Talonflame uses Tailwind with its Gale Wings ability. That means it doesn't have Flame Body and I can freely use Foul Play into it without getting burned. I think disabling Tailwind would be useless, so we're going for the Hyper Voice, and maybe I can use a Giga Drain into Ursaluna as well to regain back some life. I'm pretty confident that our Decidueye is tanky enough to take at least one attack from Talonflame, which it does as expected because that's what we invested our EVs into, its bulk. And even though Blood Moon Ursaluna is faster than both of us, it can't even attack because we just took away its attack. Sableye's Prankster ability allows it to use status moves before any Pokemon. On a mono team, the best thing you can do is take away your weaknesses and what's strong against all of your team members being similar. But the battle's not over, and I'm sure they prepared themselves for our Ghost type team. So we Giga Drained the Ursaluna, and also we took an attack from Talonflame, and Sableye disabled Ursaluna's Hyper Voice so it couldn't use it even though it's faster. We might have to play safe by protecting Decidueye and then foul playing with Sableye. See how much damage we can do to Talonflame and see if we need to Terra Rock. We need to keep these both alive for the late game because Decidueye has Tailwind. This will be really good with Flutter Mane. Prankster Sableye with Disable will also be good to disable things like Astral Barrage and also Miraidon's Electro Drift. Okay, so Protect comes out and looks like Talonflame went for a taunt on my Sableye instead of an attack. That's fine because we did do an attack. Blood Moon. There's no surprise what Ursaluna can still do here. I guess another Blood Moon. I don't think that Earth Power is the best option for either of my Pokemon. Foul Play comes through and it's not that damaging. Their EVs must be invested all in their speed and not really their attack. Foul Play's damage comes from the opponent's attack stat and not mine. It's hard to decide what to do next. We can't really switch in safe, and that's the nature of a mono team in general. I guess I may have to Terra Rock and deal with the Earth Power later, or maybe disable it. I think we'll just foul play the Talonflame until it goes down, because it's not really much of a threat if we Terra. And besides, at least if we Terra Rock, the Blood Moon will be resisted. It's a normal type stab for Ursaluna. I hope we made the right decision, because we're kind of using our resources early. And here we go, we're gonna Terra Rock. We should knock out the Ursaluna at least with the Giga Drain. And then we're going straight for Talonflame with the Foul Play. We could even use Helping Hand unless they bring out a very dangerous Pokemon afterwards. Oh no, we get protected. So we reveal our Terra without a counterattack. Now they can just use Earth Power in the next turn. But they use Will-O-Wisp, which is actually useless going into Decidueye because we're using special attacks and not physical attacks. Will-O-Wisp only cuts the physical attack in half. Foul Play comes through again and does a little bit more chip damage. The last one is going to knock it out for sure. And I think that's the last turn of Talonflame's Tailwind. Yep, so we're faster than Ursaluna, but nothing's stopping Talonflame from just doing Tailwind again. It's still the fastest thing on the field, and my Sableye is taunted, so we can't really do Protect. But we can Protect with Decidueye, so maybe we should Foul Play the Talonflame to finish it off. and then disable the Ursaluna if it tries an Earth Power against Decidueye, and hopefully its last disable has already worn off, though I haven't really been keeping track. Protect comes through, Joy-Con's complaining, and Tailwind comes out. But their turn is failed, and we can disable that Earth Power straight away. So, goodbye Talonflame. What a match so far. I'm really enjoying this. The opponent is strong, and we're using something for fun. The challenge is why we play to get better. And what better challenge is there than a mono team that we constructed ourselves? The meta presents a blueprint which is able to be learnt, deconstructed, and dissected. It may not be the best strategy to build teams that are predictable, although I can't say that this mono team can be a consistent winner, and there's a meta for a reason. But the fundamentals stay the same. They cover your weaknesses, and also they create openings and opportunities. Well, I guess now the real test is here, and Miraidon's going to be the fastest one on the field and the strongest one by far. The frames cut down because of the paranormal activity that's on the field right now with the Ghost team together. It's just my Switch and sometimes it does that. Hours of play or something? I don't know. Anyway, it smoothens out. So let's focus on the battle and taking out this Ursaluna. But Miraidon's Electro Drift could KO anything at this point, especially if they Terra Electric. A popular play in the meta is Miraidon's Electro Drift with Choice Specs and Electric Terra. I think if Decidueye stayed as a grass type, then yeah, we would survive it, but not like this. However, they still could choose Dazzling Gleam into the Sableye since that's a dark type. Oh, they're gonna Terra. Let's see what they Terra into. Is it gonna be Fairy type or Electric type? Those are the most popular types. And it's Electric type. We are cooked. That's why we had Decidueye, because it's a grass type against electric types and we don't have a ground type, so... Oh no, we can't even take out the Ursaluna with Giga Drain even if we survive. But we can't disable an Electro Drift on the next turn, and I think they know that already. They just want to take out my Decidueye. At least I think that's the plan. Here it comes. Who's going to get taken out now? Yep, I'd like to say we'd survive that, but we won't. And we invested all our EVs into its defenses and HP, not even anything in its attack or special attack, and it still gets taken out in one hit. We have to use Flutter Mane now, even though we didn't get Tailwind up. We can still disable Electro Drift with Sableye's Prankster ability. This way Flutter Mane can still use Dazzling Gleam first, or take a weaker attack in the exchange. I think this is like the first time I've ever used Flutter Mane since the game released. Fairy Ghost is a great typing, especially with such high speed and special attack. I don't know if we're going to be faster than Miraidon. I hope we are, or we're like speed tied or something. Disable comes out and successful on Miraidon. That means no more Electro Drift. And then it looks like they'll use Dazzling Gleam instead, which is super effective on Sableye. So we get into an exchange with Dazzling Gleams, mine and theirs, and we get the knockout on Ursaluna. Paranormal activity with the frame drop. But now their last Pokemon is going to be revealed. And it's the Shadow Rider. Oh no, this is bad, like really bad. We're gonna have to just protect disable its Astral Barrage, otherwise it's gonna barrage our entire team, and Miraidon's gonna do its Dazzling Gleam, and we're gonna be very sad on stream, get turned into a meme, and okay, alright, enough. You know what I mean? We're just being rhyme, come on. Can you imagine losing while she's rapping at you? Damn. Anyway, we still have a chance to win as long as we make the right decision. I don't think that Calyrex can take an attack from Flutter Mane, we just need to get into the right position to do it, and deal with the Miraidon at the same time. I feel that Miraidon's Dazzling Gleam isn't actually that powerful, it's not boosted by the terrain, it couldn't even knock out Sableye either. I think that Flutter Mane can take it fine, and also Gengar resist it. It's a poison type after all. So both protects come out. They are successful, and Calyrex Shadow takes the bait, and that means we can disable it on the next turn and knock it out with a Shadow Ball from Flutter Mane. That is the best turn we could have asked for, and it looks like Miraidon isn't Choice Specs either, since it's doing a different move. Or I guess I haven't really been paying attention, which I should have been, ever since our first disable on the first turn. But you know what? It's time to win now. We can do this. Shadow Ball and Disable. We still have Gengar in the back to give them 2 targets to focus on. But it's high chance we lose Sableye at this point, and it's done a great job so far. It's stayed in there, it's taken attacks, and it's delivered. The final goodbye as it disables Shadow Rider's Astral Barrage. Dazzling Gleam knocks it out, and Flutter Mane stays in. And thank you for your service, Sableye, to deliver the final Shadow Ball into Shadow Rider, taking it down with a 4-time super effective finish. And that's why you can't Terra too early, since Cataracte Shadow is 4 times weak to ghost moves, and I have a ghost team. Out comes Gengar, just sitting in the back, waiting for its chance. It's frail, but it has Focus Sash. The plan here is to protect with Flutter Mane and attack with Gengar, to always stay 2 targets. If Miraidon wants to attack with a powerful electric attack, it has to choose which one it targets and also take an attack back in exchange. We're guaranteed an attack this turn because Gengar has Focus Sash. That means it cannot be knocked out with 1 attack or 1 turn. But let's hope they go into Flutter Mane, because Flutter Mane is protecting itself, and I'm not really sure who's actually faster between Flutter Mane and Miraidon. I guess Miraidon has been winning the exchanges so far, at least I think so. Oh, Draco Meteor comes out into Gengar, and I'm sure that would take all its health down, but we don't go down because of our Focus Sash. So we can attack back, but I don't think we can knock it out right now. And you know what? We're actually both low health, and I have another fear right now that could happen. If Miraidon has been winning the exchanges in the past and is faster than Flutter Mane, never mind. It must have been a speed type, because Flutter Mane's Moonblast comes out first. We were both in range of a Dazzling Gleam finish, but that is Pokemon. An amazing win for a mono ghost team. That means they cannot get their gym badge, and we defend our city. Which city? I don't know. Like and subscribe. Amazing opponent though. I hope you enjoyed that match as much as I did, and on to the next one. Okay, this is a Regulation F team, finally, and it's a really cool looking, crazy, strong, scary looking team. Like 3 legendaries. We have Articuno, we have Urshifu, I don't know which one, Dark or Water, and then we have Landorus. I guess Sableye for Protect Disable, Basculegion in the back, maybe with Rain Dance from Sableye. Gengar would be quite good for the Alolan Ninetales, which is Ice Fairy. We can also Sludge Bomb into the Rillaboom, so wish me luck. This is going to be a real challenge. The match begins, and we're staring down Articuno and Alolan Ninetales. Now, who doesn't know what they're trying to do with an Ice Duo and Snow Warning? Well, I can tell you it's both defensive and offensive. It makes Blizzard, which is the strongest ice attack and a spread move, unable to miss. Then, it also allows Alolan Ninetales to use its Aurora Veil, just like Reflect and Light Screen together. But it needs the Frost, and we're gonna make it rain like Goldengo. And honestly, we had a free opening to Sludge Bomb straight into the Alolan Ninetales and didn't use it. They might switch out now, knowing that they couldn't get the Aurora Veil up, and then they can just switch back in and bring up the Snow Warning again, resetting the situation. They also are now faster, probably faster than Gengar, so we need to read the situation and maybe disable using Sableye's Prankster instead of Gengar's speed. I'm gonna protect Sableye and go for Sludge Bomb, but I'm not surprised if we fail. On their end, there's no reason to stay on the field, and we missed a great window to fire Sludge Bomb on the first turn. I guess that really extends the match, and we need that turn to pressure them just a little bit, so they think twice about bringing Alolan Ninetales on the field as a switch-in. But it wasn't the case. It didn't happen, and they can bring out the Ninetales anytime to switch the weather back. Amoonguss comes out to take a Sludge Bomb, and probably put us to sleep because I've just used my Protect on Sableye. Freeze Dry. This would be a massive problem for my Basculegion in the back, and now a problem for my Gengar in the front. Freeze Dry is the only ice attack that's super effective against water-type Pokemon and also can freeze. I think they may rely on it because it's more accurate than Blizzard without the snow. But now what? I mean, we have Basculegion, which would be weak to Freeze Dry, and then Flutter Mane, we gotta kind of keep that preserve that to be a sweeper. She's not that bulky. And someone here is getting slept, so we are in a losing position. I think disabling freeze dry would be smart if we switch into Basculegion. At least we have the rain up and we can try to sweep. But we don't have enough Pokemon fainted for Last Respects to take effect. It only increases power the more Pokemon are fainted on your team. We need a Amoonguss gone quick, but we can't, because Fluttermane is weak to it, and Basculegion doesn't have enough tools at this point in the game. Also the wrong typing against it, but not many people use Amoonguss as a grass type offensively anyway. It just does better against fighting types and fairy, or maybe grass types like Rillaboom for example. So what's next? We are handicapped. Okay, since we disabled Articuno's freeze dry, the opponent probably wants to switch into Alolan Ninetales to bring up the snow, making Blizzard 100% accurate again. Just like that. So we're basically sitting ducks, and we're relying on RNG and the game's random generated system to help us out. Just like it helped us partially anyway. This drop of frames must be due to paranormal activity with these ghost-type Pokemon running the field. Don't be afraid. Just pray for us as we're trying to win a losing battle. Thank you. Like and subscribe. So let's think for a moment. Our options are to do nothing or do something useless. I like both. I can't decide, man. I do think Basculegion has a chance, and I also think Fluttermane can pick up some decent damage, but we can't really switch them out yet because we'll take significant damage and then lose our chance to do anything with them. I think this is it, and I really don't know what to do. That's why I'm taking long here. We just gotta accept the fact that we're getting knocked out, clear the field, and work with Fluttermane and Basculegion after this. Okay, protect with Sableye just in case we do somehow wake up, and then we can disable their next move. What? Okay, wow. RNG actually worked for us. Thank you. Okay, so we'll try to use Sludge Bomb with Gengar in case we do thaw out, but that's just a really low chance. Aurora Veil? They think I'm going to switch out maybe, but that's not the best idea at the moment. I guess that Gengar is going to go down. Now it's just like the first turn where they had Snow Warning up and they used Blizzard as well as Aurora Veil defensively and offensively in the snow. Well, I guess that's that. Gengar is down, and what do we have? Fluttermane? Let me see. We could put the rain up, but I don't know because even Last Respects isn't at its full power. And honestly, I think Articuno is very tanky, and so we can't afford to not KO with Last Respects. We need it to finish the job. So Fluttermane, it's you next. Get out there. Go. Destroy. Don't get frozen. So you guys know what Fluttermane does, right? Fluttermane does Dazzling Gleam with Terra. And that's it. That's Fluttermane. Uh-oh. What are you doing? Stop that. Stop. Stop it. Stop. No. My Dazzling Gleam. It's all I have. I'm kidding about Fluttermane. I know there's a lot of Fluttermane users, and Fluttermane can be versatile. You can use lots of different items with it, but essentially, it is a very fast special attacker and a sweeper at that. What? Now we can't even do that. Pokemon is really misbehaving right now, and again, we can't really switch out because our primary focus is to protect, disable the freeze dry from Articuno, and then try to work from there. It looks like Basculegion is going to have to take over and do the job. But Sableye is being a champion right now. You show him, Sableye. Let him know. Do it. Protect yourself, Sableye. Disable. Do it. Enough. Let's just get Basculegion out here. I mean, Fluttermane has done its Dazzling Gleam, and that's what we're getting. Okay, let's see what's next for our team. Let's get serious. Sableye is on the field and Basculegion is in the back. This duo could be strong against Landorus. This is a ground flying type and it's weak to Basculegion, which is fantastic. It has Intimidate, but it's already used it. Intimidate just lowers the opponent's attack when it switches in. None of us are physical attackers at the moment. We can use Foul Play against it, which is a physical attacking move that uses the opponent's attack stat against them. But that means that we kind of expose the Sableye and it could be at risk of getting knocked out before we bring out Basculegion. So I think we let Fluttermane go down, and also we'll see what Landorus wants to do here on the field. I'm not sure why they brought it out in the rain. They feel that confident that we can't really do anything, and I don't even know if Sableye is going down here because it's not really full health either. This turn could be a whole change of events, where we see Basculegion take the lead, or will Fluttermane go down as well as Sableye, and leaving us not much chance as we get snowed in. Let's find out. Okay, we gotta get that disable on Articuno before Sableye goes down. Basculegion doesn't have much of a chance, but it has a chance. If we can clear the way and see what it can do with Last Respect. But Sableye survives again. What is this Pokemon made of? It doesn't even have the Eviolite, it's just strangely tanky, and it starts eating a berry right in front of the opponent's face and then dodges a blizzard like it's dancing around. This little guy has made it to the end of the match from the beginning, and now it's time to finish it. With no freeze dry, Articuno only has Blizzard, which is both inaccurate and my Basculegion resists it. In the rain, we're both faster and stronger, and we can get that liquidation off to Landorus and knock it out. Now I know that they could bring out the snow, and that's why we need to do Rain Dance on this turn to catch them coming in. It's quite a stretch to think we could win the match, but we gotta pick them off one by one. And Landorus, we're gonna start with you. Yes, perfect. Thank you, Articuno. Thank you for not attacking. It's time to pay our last respects to our fallen members. Landorus was faster. Choice Scarf. Sableye be dancing. And then we finish. We may save Articuno for last because this one is the easiest to control. The weather is something that we need to take away, and Amoonguss just wants to put us to sleep basically. We'll try to protect the Sable as much as we can, but we gotta watch out for Articuno's Freeze Dry in case that becomes undisabled. And Alolan Ninetales also learns Freeze Dry, so let's see if the opponent has it on their Alolan Ninetales. We are safe to protect here because the opponent probably thinks I'm gonna put up the rain on the first turn. Maybe they'll be offensive, maybe they have freeze dry. But as soon as we put up the rain, we have the advantage all over again. They only have inaccurate moves, especially if they just relied on Blizzard and defensive screens. Okay, so we put up our protect. Let's see how the opponent responds. Alright, okay, Blizzard. They're both going for a Blizzard in the snow, so they're going for the offensive option instead of bringing up the Veil. Both the Ninetales and the Articuno, so that means they thought I was going to put up the rain, and they've kind of accepted that outcome already. But now is time to strike, and we're going to try using our last respects on the Alolan Ninetales. I think that defensively it's not very tanky, and because both Fluttermane and Gengar are down, the last respect has doubled and tripled its power. And to be honest, we were lucky because during that time we protected, they could have put up the Aurora Veil, but they didn't really think we would protect. They thought we would go for the Rain Dance. However, we still left ourselves vulnerable for that. Last Respects goes into the Ninetales and knocks it out. One hit KO. For some reason, Articuno always protects when we need it, which is fantastic. Now, we just have 2 against 2 on the field. Now, what does Amoonguss do? Spore? Oh, Rage Powder. Wait a second. Rage Powder Freeze Dry? Okay, we are protecting. Rage Powder is a redirector move which makes all the targets onto the Rage Powder user. It's like Follow Me, but it doesn't work on grass types. And if their Amoonguss does have it and Articuno gets its Freeze Dry back, then we are in serious trouble. And as you can see, Amoonguss has Rage Powder. Actually, I should give this team a lot more credit. It has more depth than it shows at the beginning, and is very well constructed. We're just lucky to have Sableye still around, otherwise it would be finished already. And Amoonguss is tanky. Let's hope that we can knock it out with one hit, otherwise we're going straight to sleep. And to deal with freeze dry, we're gonna Terra into dark and then disable rage powder. Even though I wanted to Terra earlier with Fluttermane, that would have been a waste of resources. And we had to wait until last because we knew we were going up against an ice team, potentially with freeze dry, so that would have really given us issues if we had Basculegion in the back. Which we do, but it's different now. We saved our Terra, we're using our Terra, and it's a match decider. Critical hits. That's good because we don't need any chance that Amoonguss survives, even just a little bit of HP. If we get frozen, I'm going crazy. But we don't, and now is the final stretch. Can't believe we made it here. You know, I wanted to rage quit so badly, but sometimes you gotta just see the final bell. You gotta stay in there, and you gotta fight hard. We got frozen twice, put to sleep, and lost 2 of our Pokemon very early. But you know what? We have an endgame. We have last respect, and we're gonna pay our last respects to our fallen Pokemon. I'm kidding, we're just gonna win, and we're not supposed to. Whoops. Last respects. Skadoosh. Amazing opponent, amazing match. This is what we play Pokemon for. Mono Ghost Team in Regulation F. VGC. And we out. Like and subscribe for more content, and also let us know which mono team you'd like to see and how would you even make a mono team. Let us know in the comments below, all you expert VGC players out there, and happy battlers. See you in the next video and take care. Bye bye friends.